We're gonna try this again, so I'm pretty sure I know the problem. And I'm pretty sure it's that my Wi-Fi adapter, my Wi-Fi dongle, is old. Um, so I'm like 99.95% sure that, like, you know, we are going to either crash or crash during this shit. But anyway, allow me to explain what's happened. So, after, checking everything, the computer itself is fine. All the systems on the computer are fully up to date. Except for one thing. Y'all want to know what that one thing is? The Wi-Fi dongle. The Wi-Fi dongle is the problem. Because I don't have a wired connection to my computer, right? My Wi-Fi adapter, a dongle thing, whatever you want to call it as, it's fairly old. Just a little old. Alright. Be sensitive, just a little bit old. It's only 16 years old. Like, it's only 16 years old, Like, it's not that bad, right? Yeah, I'm getting a new Wi-Fi card, as you might be able to imagine. But now I have at least this thing set up so it shouldn't destroy us every fucking time it tries to do something. Because apparently War Thunder now takes up a lot more of my Wi-Fi bandwidth, as does my streaming shit. So if I were to, go into this and I look at my fucking GPU, fine. My CPU, so think of this, like, my CPU is at 38%, right? 38% is kind of okay. My memory is at 20%. Not bad, could be better. My GPU is at 30%. My network is, It's a, Thank you for the drink. My network is, at 88%. Because of the 16-year-old Wi-Fi dongle I have. The fuck you mean almost 5 mode changes? Everything's working fine on YouTube. I don't know if it's not working on Twitch or not. Someone tell me if it's working on Twitch. It should be. Okay, Smokey, can you tell me in the chat if it's working? If the stream is working, can you tell me in the chat if it's working? Do you hear me talking? And is everything like normal? Do you see me do this? Okay, gonna say it's fine. We're gonna try to get into a battle and see what happens, I guess. Oh god, it's happening again. No, cancel. Leave. I said leave. I said leaving the queue. Leave. God damn it, Rashid. I hit leave. I tried to cancel and the game said no. So cancel. Okay. So I now know that if I go into battles, things get bad. Alright, we're gonna just go into a custom then with me, myself, and I. We're gonna go into a custom with me, myself, and I, and no one else. And we're gonna test a theory I've had for the last little bit, that it is my Wi-Fi dongle causing the problems. Because right as I try to connect to everybody else in this game, my Wi-Fi dongle shit the bed. Now it seems to be working fine on just me, myself, and I. So we're going to put that to the test with me doing some practice maneuvers in my Su of 30. This can either go one of two ways. Shittily or great. That's the only two ways it can go. There's no in-betweening. So what I am going to do is now fuck with my graphics a tiny bit. Like that. I don't really need that. I don't need frame generation. Let's go like this, that, 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 that. Perfect. Now we at least have a normal-ish looking game. So now we're gonna try to do some maneuver. Whoa. 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 The moment I say we're gonna try to do some maneuvers, the game is just like, no. Alright. So yeah, no, I'm pretty sure just because the Wi-Fi dongle was 16 years old, and I'm pretty sure that was causing the problem. Because that was like, that's like the last thing I decided to check, and it's like, oh, it's 16 years old, but it's had enough updates to not have to think about anything. So, like, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem was now. Especially considering I'm now in a custom match on my own, and everything actually seems to be running smoothly. So I'm just saying. I think I know the problem. So yeah, I'm just practicing on my own right now, trying to get just some base practice before our main thing on Wednesday. I'm not gonna stream the first practice though, cause I'm not gonna fucking try to burn my Wi-Fi dongle on that shit. And up and around into a vert. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and flatten out. Keep climbing, keep climbing, keep climbing. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Spin it, spin it, spin it. Nice. And pull back and flare it out. Oh yes, and for those of you who might know a buddy of mine by the name of Plasma Pig, then you might have seen, well, obviously you wouldn't see this camo, but you might have seen this plane in his last custom Chaotic Airshow video. Yeah, that was my Su-30. Ah, I see, the Wi-Fi issues are the back. Oh, if I just leave it in the pitched up attitude, then the game can't really force it down, and it is forcing it down. That is very interesting that the game will actually force your plane down if it's detecting a Wi-Fi issue. Okay, that's kind of cheat. That's kind of cheesy, War Thunder. I feel like what you got to do instead is, you know, have the plane just be on autopilot or something, you know. You know, that's all I'm saying is just put it on autopilot. I hit back to hangar like 7 times before it let me back to hangar. That's interesting. My FPS is at 60. The ping, as you saw, is shot up for no reason, which is very interesting. Very interesting of note, to say the least. Because, well, to put it in perspective, there should not be anything like that happening. So yes, it is actually the Wi-Fi card. I can already tell because everything else on the computer was working fine. Yep, that explains that the network went up from... So the network itself went from... a little bit to a lot. So yeah, that is the easiest way to tell that it is the actual card. Alright. And to test that theory yet again, we're going to go around and fly again. Because this is me testing the theory, essentially. That is my Wi-Fi dongle that's causing the problems. Get in almost right away. Ping is stabilized at 54. I don't know if y'all can see it in the corner of the screen here, but just keep an eye on that. You should kind of see it right over here, as well as keep an eye on the packet loss. You'll notice what I mean. Once it jumps up kind of randomly. Alright? It does have a random jump. As you can see, we're already at 92, back down to 52 ping. It is not being normal. What also didn't help, probably, was that after that Gaijin update, or if I'm not mistaken, someone else basically got into my account, and the only person who has my access to my account being, you know, the person I shared the account with, aka my girlfriend, she said she didn't access the account recently, so that's like, you know, interesting. Yep, there goes the 101. So now we should not be pinging, right? The thing is, we actually shouldn't be having any ping issues. But if you look, it randomly skips and stutters sometimes. Just keep an eye on that bottom corner, chat. Just keep an eye on that bottom corner, because I just tabbed out of the game for a second to close the network. And then the task manager thing I had pulled up. Look, it's already at 147. And now we're at 100s. It seems like we have about 7 minutes per thing to do anything. So we're going to try this again. And this is mainly just out of interest. This is basically me showing y'all that it's been my Wi-Fi dongle that's been causing the issues for the last little bit, and I'm getting a new one. Because the thing is, when I'm not streaming and I don't have all my stuff open, right, then there's no problems. Like, look at that, look at that. Y'all just saw it take a random jump, right? Y'all just saw it go from fucking 90 to 500 instantly. So, like, y'all are seeing, it's definitely probably the fucking Wi-Fi card. So we're gonna walk the plane in celebration of figuring out what the fuck was causing the problem. Because I changed my Wi-Fi cards thing to be on, my 5.0, like the main one, to being on the main one and the other ones at the same time. As like the test, right? Because apparently this thing had the ability to do that shit, I really was like, okay, let's see how it does. This is how it treats it. So, yippee-ki-yay, we found the problem, chat. That's how you celebrate finding the problem. Yeah, you just gotta fly upwards, you know. Oh boy, look, we're spinning. There we go. We have got the maneuverability now. Nice. We are doing some shit now. Up, around, and down we go. Where do we stop? Fuck if I know. Look at this. I've actually been kind of learning a little bit. Like, look at that. Now trying to practice the low flying with the laggy ass Wi-Fi shit. Do 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 do. Turn in, just like this. And level off. Hitch up like so. Man, I got a question from someone while we were applying to, of like, do you have any spots available and all that? And I was just like, no, we don't. Oh, it wasn't DMs anyway. I was just like, no, we don't have any spots available. We already have 4 people, and we're doing the 4-person show because we could never find someone to do a 5th, or we couldn't find someone to do a 6th, so we couldn't do a 6-man. And so we're just doing a 4-man instead. We have one person using a Russian prop, one person using a Japanese prop, and then we have the Su-30s from each of those tech trees as the top end. So I'm just getting used to working with this temporarily until I get my new Wi-Fi adapter, which I think should be coming on Thursday or Friday, one of the two. Like, oh boy, that was a nice fucking slip around there. Up we go. Yeah, this will definitely look nice, but I'm not doing a solo performance, nor will I ever do a fucking solo performance for any of these air shows because I like my team. And while some of us might not be the best, some of us might not be the worst, we kind of all go in and have fun. And we do entertaining shit for our show, too. Alright, nice and easy. Do a couple of flips. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I am doing a little bit of solo practice today because I have my own little parts of it that I'm going to be doing, such as flying low underneath of the other Su-30 player being Blood. Y'all already know him. I'm basically going to be flying low underneath of him and doing some stuff for part of the show, which is why I'm kind of practicing alone a little bit here, just so I can kind of get my ideas down pat for what I want to do. Because then we have the whole idea of we're going to do a reform and do a dual backflip and shit, and the prop planes are going to be, doing prop plane activities. I definitely want the prop planes to kind of, like, mimic what we're doing a little bit. Though I am cutting out some parts of our normal bullshit, essentially, as I call it. But, no, look, there it goes again. The ping went up from 52 to 169. And for the landing, what I'm thinking is I want me and Blood to land and then the two prop planes to land, like, after us. Or we could land in, like, the 1 Su-30 of that nation with the one, whatchamacallit, they did release the map. I'm just gonna be downloading it tomorrow when I have the time, because today was me just fucking around and figuring out how I'm gonna fix this problem and shit. But I'm thinking it's either gonna be like we all land kind of like one after the other, after the other, after the other, right? Or we land where it's different nation base. So like we would go like the 2 aircraft from the Japanese tech tree and then the 2 aircraft from the Russian tech tree. Oh, rough landing. But y'all generally get the idea, I think. The other cool part about this is that me, Blood, Lake, and Katyusha are going to be on opposite sides. So basically the 2 Japanese aircraft on one side, the 2 Russian aircraft on the other side. And we're going to kind of take off toward each other in like a line. So like if I were to just taxi to the other side of the airfield real quick, shouldn't take me too long to get there at least. I can just fucking do that and then just... use my brakes. But yeah, the idea is that one group would be on one side, the other group would be on the other side, and then we'd take off kind of like in a certain way toward each other and shit. So, like, if I can actually get to the other end here before my computer has a fucking shitstorm. The good part is, too, about this air show is that it is during the afternoon for, I'm pretty sure, all of us, except for Katyusha, where it's like 5 hours later, so 9 o'clock or so at night. So he'll actually be more awake for this one, I think. Which would be good. But anyway, basically, for example, one group would be kind of lined up on the left side, or the right side, and the other would be lined up on their right side, so we'll, like, if you kind of go, like, the other way down, like, facing the other way, that's kind of like we're driving at each other and shit. Right? And then once it's called, we'll be going full throttle. The AOA is on for now, I think it is. I'll have to double check with Blood later on. Tomorrow, probably. But basically, like, we hold it on the ground for as long as possible. That even goes for the prop planes. And then once we cross paths, me and Blood will go straight up. Hold it for a minute. And then we would turn back around toward each other. The prop planes do like a similar thing, but they would just be consistently turning or something, or they just take off in opposite directions. And then me and Blood would basically come back around at each end of the airfield respectively. The prop planes would also then turn back around, and we would fly close-ish to the ground, right in front of everybody. And then once Blood goes across again, he'll turn around, and then the prop planes are going to go out wide to, like, me here, for example. I know this isn't the best map to showcase it, but I'm going to do it anyway. For a second, at least. Basically, let's say Blood says, oh yeah, now I'm set up. I would basically then turn around, as would all the prop planes. I would be flying directly underneath, and they would fly on the sides of. And the first pass is, like, super quick, you know, like, zoom. Right? And then the second one is more or less, like, the last thing we're going to do for that, where it's just going to be basically kind of, well, at least for me, I think I know what I'm going to do, is I'm going to do, like, slow AOA pass underneath. So it's like Blood's, like, right over here. I would basically do, like, a slow speed going underneath. And then some form of, like, maneuver like that. Right? And the prop planes can do what they want as long as it doesn't really interfere with everyone else. And then after Blood gets done with that, I would be turning back around, as would everybody else, to play the game of, well, link up. In that sense, so, like, by that point, Blood's probably going out that way, so I'd be turning around pretty quick to link up. And let's say we get fortunate enough and link up fairly quickly. At that point, all four of us, or, well, at least me and Blood at the front, and then the two planes at the back, would kind of do, like, a little bit of a split between. So, like, for example, the idea I had is, like, a little bit of a split, and then, so, like, let's say me and Blood are here about, the prop plane should be about 5 seconds behind us-ish. Basically go wide around the airfield, so that the prop plane can cut in and do their aerial thing first. And then me and Blood will turn in as they're kind of finishing up their little aerial maneuver. It'll be our turn to come in. And we'll be slowing down to do an actual fucking backflip in the air, essentially. Like, right about, like, something like this type of idea. If that makes any sense. And then I'm going to keep myself kind of pitched up a bit like that. After that, the main thing I'm thinking we do after, like, the whole backflip and all that is a slow flyby with the aircrafts kind of, like, all together with the two props on the wing, like one prop, like the respective prop of each tech tree, like with their respective jet of each tech tree, and we do like a nice little slow flyby type of idea before we come in for landing. So like something kind of like this, where it's like slow, but like props can hit these speeds type of things. So like after we do that, then we just land. Just some simple-ish things, nothing really that crazy. And then me and Blood would go farther out. And then Lake and Katusha, who'll be our aircraft for our props, they'll be going in. They'll be cutting in pretty much to park up, well, to land, I should say. And then I would basically be coming in with Blood. To do a landing. Not the craziest shit, but like last show we did not turn out well, and I kind of want to just get like back to the basics of this with this one. But like we add a bit of craziness to it because, well, we're crazy like that. I know that was a terrible fucking landing, but womp womp, that's what we're getting for now. So I came in way too tight and too steep. That's kind of what the plan is. I honestly think it's going to be better to do that plan than anything else. At that point, we can just basically stop and then taxi down to taxi off the runway. And this thing is, I want this show to be a lot better than our last one, with a lot better communications. I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I probably will record it, so you might end up seeing my POV at some point in time. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the generalized idea that I have right now, where it's just like we're going to taxi off and shit. And then park up. I know it's kind of basic. I know it's not the best. But with how our last show went, I kind of want it to be better, so like I'm removing some of the craziness from it, but like the fact that we're gonna have a Su-30 hovering and planes flying under and around it is going to be astounding, I think. But anyway, I shall be heading out. So once my game is actually closed here, I will be seeing everybody in the next stream. But yeah, that's kind of like what I was thinking for the air show. I still have to talk to the guys about it because everyone's kind of doing a bit of their own thing at some